The Port of Tacoma Road project is nearing completion. Applications are open for the 2016 Community Cleanup Program, and Mayor Strickland is set to deliver her State of the City address. All that and more on this edition of Tacoma Report. Hello, I'm Anita Gallagher. The Tacoma Art Museum will soon be home to the Benaroya Art Collection. Becky Benaroya, who recently turned 93, gifted Tam the 225-piece collection to ensure it stays together and remains in the Northwest. The collection, which includes art from local Northwest painters, studio glass artists, and sculptors, was collected by Mrs. Benaroya and her late husband, Jack Benaroya, during their 70 years of marriage. You can get a sneak preview of the collection at TAM in October. Mayor Marilyn Strickland will deliver her 2016 State of the City address on Wednesday, February 24th at 11:30 a.m. in the Hotel Murano Ballroom. With the theme Better Together, Mayor Strickland will review the major accomplishments of last year and share plans for this year. The event is hosted by the Tacoma Pierce County Chamber of Commerce and will be recorded to air on TV Tacoma. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit the Pierce County Chamber of Commerce website. In February, the city is hosting 2 public scoping meetings for the Northwest Innovation Works proposed methanol plant. The purpose of these meetings is to provide information about the proposed project and to offer an opportunity for residents to give comments. In addition, written comments are also being accepted on the draft scope via mail, email, or fax through February 17th. For more information, visit the proposed methanol plant webpage. Neighborhood and Community Services is reminding residents that the application deadline for the 2016 Community Cleanup Program is February 26th. The annual program provides participating neighborhoods with dumpsters for residents in single-family homes and duplexes to use to clean up their properties. Applications can be found online, and completed forms can be returned to community-based services at the Tacoma Municipal Building by fax or email. After the break, Melanie Harding will join me to talk about paid leave. Don't go away. Joining me now in the studio is Melanie Harding, Employment Standards Program Manager. Welcome to our show, Melanie.
Pleasure to be here, Anita.
So let's start with the basics of the paid leave ordinance. When does the new law take effect?
The paid leave as well as the new minimum wage of $10.35 per hour both go into effect on February 1st.
Okay, great. So right soon. So who gets to earn paid leave?
That's a question that we get a lot. Paid leave will be able to be earned by any employee who will work 80 hours or more within the city limits of Tacoma. And so that's going to apply to part-time, temporary, seasonal employees of any status.
So as employees accrue paid leave, what types of uses are eligible for use of that time?
In a nutshell, any reason that's related to health or mental health, as well as there are some issues around domestic violence and safety where it can be used, limited kinds of workplace closures and school closures by public official, as well as bereavement for close family members.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people will be able to take advantage of this. And how much is earned and how much can be used in a year?
Employees will be eligible to earn up to 24 hours in a year, and they earn 1 hour for every 40 hours worked, so about an hour a week for a full-time employee. If that 24 hours is unused, an employee can carry over up to 24 hours into the next year, and then use a total of up to 40 hours of carried over and earned time within a calendar year.
So as you've been out in the community doing outreach with business owners and having a lot of conversations, what are some of the more common questions that you're getting?
One of the questions we're getting right now specifically is, we already offer a paid sick time or a paid leave policy. Are we in compliance with this ordinance? And a lot of time business owners are already meeting the minimum standards set by the ordinance and do not have to provide any additional time. So we've provided a checklist for employers that can help them go through really easily and see if they're meeting the minimum standards set by the ordinance.
Great. And is Tacoma modeling this ordinance after other jurisdictions? Are there other laws similar out there?
There are, I think, between 25 and 28 cities and states right now in the nation who have a paid sick leave or sick and safe time policy of some kind in place. But Tacoma's is unique to its own and was really crafted with input from business owners and workers in the community.
Well, great. Thanks so much for coming to the show today. And where can people go to find out more information about this?
There is a lot of tools and information on our website. And that website is cityoftacoma.org/employment standards.
Well, great. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today, Melanie. And we'll be interested to hear how things turn out.
Thank you.
Up next, we'll get a report about electrical wiring and the potential dangers that you may not know about. Since the introduction of electricity in homes in the late 19th century, residential electrical wiring has traditionally been copper. In the mid-1960s, aluminum wiring was introduced to homes as a cost-effective alternative to copper. If your home was built around this time, there are some things you should know. Maria Lee has more.
Aluminum wiring failure can result in a significant fire.
Compared to copper, aluminum is more brittle, deforms more easily, and oxidizes more readily. It also expands more than copper when exposed to heat. These problems can lead to loose connections on receptacles, switches, cable connections, resulting in subsequent fires. So if your home was built between 1965 and 1973, watch for hot faceplates or cover plates, the smell of burning plastic outlets or switches, circuits that don't work, or flickering lights. You can also check plastic sheathing on cables and inspect exposed wires in outlets or switches. Aluminum wiring is silver in color, and the word aluminum, or abbreviation AL, may be written on one side.
On Labor Day weekend in 2014, that Friday night, about 2:30 in the morning, I heard this crackling noise, and I looked up, and immediately I'm facing my window when I'm asleep, and it was dark outside. But I then rolled over and looked into the hallway, and it was very bright. And I jumped up, looked in my spare bedroom, and there were flames shooting out of the wall in my spare bedroom, and my house was on fire. What's so important to me and why getting this word out is that it was a simple fix. I lived in an older home, built in the late 60s, with aluminum wiring. For a quick fix, I think it's something less than $5. I could have had that fixed in my house and that would not have happened.
Be safe and learn more about how you can protect yourself against the hazards of aluminum wiring by visiting cityoftacoma.org/aluminum wiring. For Tacoma Report, I'm Maria Lee.
For additional information, please contact the city's Fire Prevention Division. The owners of newly built electrically heated homes across Washington state could soon be paying less to heat their homes during the chilly winter months. A new change in the state's building code will dramatically improve home heating efficiency. John Phillips has more.
These 30 homes for low-income families at the Habitat for Humanity development called the Woods at Golden Gibbon are already energy efficient. Through a partnership here, Tacoma Power has found a way to make this neighborhood even more efficient and comfortable for its families. While original plans called for only heating the main living area with baseboard heat, Tacoma Power suggested installing ductless heat pumps as well.
And it was just a perfect opportunity for us to not only help Habitat for Humanity by providing some ductless heat pumps for them, but it gave us an opportunity to study the energy usage of ductless heat pumps and electric resistance wall heaters and the contrast between those two types of heating systems.
Tacoma Power installed equipment to switch between the two systems every other week. Energy use data was collected from each home. Early results show the ductless heat pump can save the owner of a typical home a little over $200 on their winter heating bill. The unit also provides the additional benefit of summer air conditioning.
The biggest comment that we've had from most of the folks that have done ductless heat pumps, in addition to the savings that they get, is how much more comfortable their houses are.
The results validate what Tacoma Power could only estimate in the past and were compelling enough for the utility to propose changes to the state's building codes for new homes. It requires all new homes, townhouses, duplexes, and triplexes with baseboard or wall heating to also have a ductless heat pump. The state agreed, and the proposal will become part of the rules for new home construction this year.
The ductless heat pump is about twice as efficient as those electric resistance heating systems. So anytime you can install that ductless heat pump, it is going to offset a heating system that's operating at half the efficiency.
While the change adds to the initial cost of construction, the energy savings will help the owner quickly recover their investment.
The incremental cost basically for the ductless heat pump pays for itself in about 3 years.
Tacoma Power's Bruce Carter and Rich Arneson of the utility's Conservation Resource Management team, who led the study, were recently honored by the Northwest Energy Efficiency Alliance. The changes resulting from their research will help save energy and lower heating costs for future owners of newly constructed homes. For Tacoma Report, I'm John Phillips.
The code changes go into effect for new home construction this summer. In the meantime, Tacoma Power customers who use electric heat in their homes can take advantage of rebates and zero-interest loans to get their own ductless heat pump installed. You can get details at tacomapowerrebates.com or call Tacoma Power. The Summer Jobs 253 program is accepting applications from Tacoma High School incoming juniors and seniors. The program is also seeking employers to host Summer Jobs 253 paid internships for up to 96 hours of employment this summer. Parents, students, and employers can learn more online, and students can also speak with their school career counselor. The city's 28th annual Martin Luther King Jr. birthday celebration, highlighting young men of color as community assets, was attended by about 2,000 people. In addition to Mayor Marilyn Strickland, also speaking were U.S. Senator Patty Murray, Congressman Denny Heck, and County Executive Pat McCarthy. The keynote speaker was Dr. William Bell, President and CEO of Casey Family Programs. Dr. Bell is also one of the founding partners of Cities United, a national movement focused on eliminating the violence in American cities related to African American men and boys. A youth-led, adult-supported community conversation, Flip the Script, recognizing young men of color as community assets, took place following the event and drew approximately 300 attendees. When we come back, we'll find out where we can celebrate the Lunar New Year. The city has partnered with business owners and community leaders in the Lincoln International Business District to celebrate the 2016 Lunar New Year. The celebration will be held on February 13th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., convening around Yakima Avenue and South 38th Street in Tacoma. The event will include world-class global cuisine, performances from lion dancers, and other cultural groups. The event will showcase an economically thriving business district that is an inviting and accessible destination for eating, shopping, and gathering. Each area of Tacoma has some hidden treasures just waiting to be discovered. One of these is located in central Tacoma. Lane Fickey takes a look at one nonprofit organization that's making sure an important part of our history is never forgotten.
Located on Wilkeson Street, just off of 19th, you'll find the Buffalo Soldier Museum. These soldiers played a significant role in the development of our country.
The Buffalo Soldiers were units made up of African Americans who served in the United States military from 1866 through 1944, primarily in the 9th and 10th Cavalries. They originally began on horseback and often found themselves as frontline defenders.
The Buffalo Soldiers were named by the Native Americans, and they were named by the Native Americans out of respect for these men who were also known as the peacekeepers during this time period. Also because they were tough, they had woolly hair like the buffalo, their eyes were big like the buffalo, and they were fearsome fighters.
The museum was founded by Jackie's father, William Jones, in 2005. He passed away in 2009 at the age of 91. Jackie now has the honor of running the museum and carrying on the tradition.
My dad served as a Buffalo Soldier from 1940 to 1944, so he lived this part of history. You know, this was also a time of a separate army, a black army and a white army, but these men loved America.
The museum is filled with mementos and memorabilia from the time period, many donated from local families who had relatives that were Buffalo Soldiers, and other items were obtained from collections across the country by Jackie and her father. There are only 2 Buffalo Soldier museums located outside of military bases in the United States. One is in Houston, Texas. The other is the Tacoma Museum. Many visitors to the museum have heard the term Buffalo Soldier, but most have no idea about the makeup of these units and the significant role they played. That's why the historical aspect that's passed on to those who stop by the museum is so important.
In terms of the education of America, the great early building of America, the contributions that these men made for America, because also they fought on the front line for America. They were freedmen, they were freed slaves. They couldn't read or write, but they have a love for America.
When you stop by the museum, plan on spending more than just a brief visit, because each item on display tells a unique story, and there's nothing else like this in the region. For Tacoma Report, I'm Lane Fickey.
The Buffalo Soldiers Museum is free and open to the public on Wednesdays and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call or visit their website for more information. Administrative offices in the Tacoma Municipal Building Complex and in other City of Tacoma facilities will close on Monday, February 15th in observance of President's Day. The Tacoma Recovery and Transfer Center on South Mullen Street will open as normally scheduled from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and garbage, recycling, yard, and food waste pickups will not be affected. Recently, the City and the Port of Tacoma celebrated the upcoming completion of the Port of Tacoma Road Reconstruction Project. The main focus of this project was the rebuilding of the road from the base up, with an estimated 7,800 feet of road reconstructed from East 11th Street to Marshall Avenue.
I think one of the biggest benefits is maintenance. The city has spent a significant amount of resources throughout the years maintaining and repairing the road, and with that, we've been able to minimize that with the design of this road, which should have a lifespan of 40 to 50 years. So that will greatly reduce our maintenance, and it will allow us to put those resources into other areas.
Additional upgrades to this major heavy haul corridor included improved pedestrian access and the addition of traffic signals. This project was made possible through a partnership between the city and the port.
I think the completion of this project means the port and city is showing our commitment to the businesses down at the port. The port has put in a significant amount of resources into this also along with the city. And I really think it shows that we are committed to making the port a better place and make it more sustainable throughout the years.
For more information, visit the city's construction projects webpage. That's all the time we have on this edition of Tacoma Report. A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org. Until next time, I'm Anita Gallagher.